What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel where today I'm going to be asking, why is everyone so angry at Jacob deGrom? Specifically, many people from the New York media, Mets fans, and honestly, a lot of the baseball world, from what I can tell. I mean, it's been, like a week and a half, 2 weeks or whatever since they inked deGrom to the 5-year, $185 million deal. And this was the cover of the New York Daily News from yesterday with the headline, "Avert Your Eyes. In sorry sight, Jake officially becomes Ranger stranger as he two steps out of town." And then at the bottom, in the small print, of course, Jacob deGrom says, "Mets will always hold a special place in my heart. But that's about it now that he's with manager Bruce Bochy and Rangers in Texas." So that was one thing I saw from the media. This was also a New York Post article from a couple days ago mentioning that they made him feel like they really wanted him, with also the headline, "Bolting Mets." And down here, this was the paragraph that I wanted to call out. In opting to ditch the Mets, deGrom leaves behind the only franchise he's ever known over his first 9 years in the majors and a team that won 101 games last season. And it's just more of the same thing. They're like, yeah, they said they want to bring a World Series to Texas, and then they throw the shade of they won 70 games last year, blah, 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 blah. He's always injured. And, I don't know. It's it's a lot of shade in that one. So those were two ones that I wanted to start with. The other thing I wanted to show here was my channel view of all the deGrom videos that I've posted. But the comments, if I sort by, you can't sort by comments, but the couple first videos I posted and some of the more recent ones have dozens and even hundreds of comments about Jacob deGrom signing with Texas. Some of them are good. You know, they said, "I checked out being a Rangers fan. I think I'm going to be coming back." And then another one, "I think I'm going to be coming back. Come on, let's be honest. deGrom can stay healthy in his 30s. What's the likelihood he's going to stay healthy in his late 30s? So it just goes on and on. I mean, you can feel free to pause the video to see to see what's going on here. So it's just insane. There's people that are mad that he even received this much money when it's a free market, and then people bringing up the Astros and blah blah blah. It's such a tired argument. Same with the official Rangers post, which I actually never even retweeted because I was going so quick to just try to make a post and I was in shock. But plenty of people saying, like, have fun when he's injured. There's one down here that I scrolled to. Yeah, get that rehab program ready when he tears his pinky muscle and goes on the IL. It goes on, and lots of people getting ratioed and one like with 22 replies. It doesn't make any sense to me. I know this video is a little bit all over the place in what I'm talking about, but the last thing I did want to show is this one report, I guess, was from Buster Olney, which he is an ESPN analyst and news reporter, kind of like Jeff Passan was. But the only team willing to accept deGrom's demand of 5 years was Texas. The Mets, Braves, Yankees, Dodgers, and Giants all said no. He also said that deGrom informed his agents not to contact the Mets. As an aside, a Mets insider told Olney that deGrom wanted nothing to do with the Mets off-the-field activities, did not hang around the clubhouse after the game for more than a few minutes, and did not engage teammates in any meaningful way. I don't know how much I buy that because this is just a parody account that I found when I typed in deGrom in the search bar on Twitter. But if it's actually from Buster Olney, then that's usually legit info. So it's been a little bit annoying to see how everyone is saying the same things over and over, because I want to mention a lot of big things when it comes to signing any big player. This happened last year with Corey Seager, who's still one of the best shortstops in the league, especially offensively, hit 30 home runs last year. One guy doesn't fix the team, and the teams that sign these guys know that. Nobody was saying that Texas is going to make the playoffs in 2023 because they got Jacob deGrom. And the biggest reason for that is they'd have to win 20 more games almost in 2023 than they did in the previous season. So going from 68 wins to like 85, just to get a wild card spot, even 85 to 90, does not happen. And I can go to the most recent upload here, actually. See what kind of comments are here. You got right off the bat, defraud. Oh, this was the other one that annoyed me. They're like, why can't he just say he took the money? Any team was going to offer him this. Maybe not for 5 years, but people knew you were going to have to give Jacob deGrom $40 million a year if you wanted him to play for your team. The Mets were going to have to do the same thing. So I would have been curious to see if he re-signed with the Mets, what that response would have been. If he got Verlander's deal, or even what Scherzer got, $43 million a year, would they be having the same reactions? I don't think they would. So, video is a little bit of a rant for me, as well as just showing how crazy most of the reactions are, the bitterness. And that goes with a lot of New York sports teams. Obviously, the Yankees are the pinnacle of toxicity, I think, for baseball. Although really not as bad anymore. The Astros have taken that throne, I think. And apparently the Mets. But yeah, he said, stop lying. It's not about winning, contract length, and taxes. Now he won't go down as a legend in baseball history, blah, 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 blah. I mean, nothing is changing. All he did was change his uniform. He's still the same player he was for the Mets. He'll have the same amount of injuries, same amount of performance, which he performs incredibly well. This is no slight to Jacob deGrom. I'm very happy that they signed him. But I'm saying nothing is going to change. Like, it's not going to get worse. He's going to be the same guy. That's what you're expecting. And yes, they're very aware of his injury history. None of these arguments make a whole lot of sense, And he's earned the right over the last 10 years to go wherever he wants to go by having like a 2.5 career ERA, Same with Aaron Judge. We actually got to see a preview of how Yankees fans were reacting when the fake news broke that he was going to sign with the Giants for 10 years. I think it was John Heyman who tweeted that out. So we did get to see how Yankees fans were going to react to Judge signing with them. And I think if he actually had, he would have never been able to go to the state of New York for the rest of his life. I mean, they would have torn him apart. So you think this Jacob deGrom response is bad, right? That would have ended that man's career in New York for sure. So I kind of went all over the place with this video, but my big points, if you made it this far, takeaways: one guy doesn't fix it. Teams understand that. The Rangers historically don't spend a lot of money. In the last 2 years, they finally have. So people are getting annoyed at that suddenly. It's not like they do this every year. Dodgers-esque, Yankees-esque. They're not doing this every year. This is the first time in a long time they've spent like this, or really first time ever. Third, they have a top 10, arguably top 5 farm system in baseball right now. So they're setting some foundational guys that will be here for the next 5 to 10 years, and then bringing up Jack Leiter. They're going to bring up Kumar Rocker, Owen White. Evan Carter is going to be a stud when he gets to MLB level. So take it from me, a lifelong Rangers fan. I've seen them lose 100 games. I've seen them make the World Series twice. The heartbreaks in the ALDS against the Blue Jays. I've seen it all, and the owners are finally tired of losing. So they're doing what they think they need to do to win. And that is not a bad thing. And if you get mad at a player for signing with a team, then that's on you. I've been there. I get it. I've seen, I can't even think of a specific example right now, honestly, but I've had negative reactions to players signing, but it's not like, oh, this guy's going to get injured all the time. I think the only one I've actually been confused by was the Javi Baez contract. That one I did not get because he had a couple good years with the Cubs and has not really done a lot since. And he was for sure, no offense, for sure going to a losing team. The Tigers had not shown any signs of life yet. Unfortunately, Miguel Cabrera is going to be done next year. So, yeah, on all those notes, I don't know what the point of this video was, but I kind of wanted to vent the frustrations of leave Jacob deGrom alone, okay? If any of y'all got that kind of deal, you do the same thing. You say, I want that money, but he was sold on the vision, whatever that is. They have Bruce Bochy, they have Mike Maddox, Corey Seager, Marcus Semien, they're bringing in Andrew Heaney now. They got Martin Perez locked down to a $20 million deal this year. So there is something happening, and you have to understand this does not happen overnight. It can't happen overnight. Last time Texas made the playoffs was 6 years ago. ALDS against Toronto was as far as they got. So if even next year, 2023 that is, they win 75 games, I think that's a dub. 75 to 80 games would be insane. Improving in a 162 game season by 10 games or more is huge. And then, in my opinion, 2024 is when we really start focusing on, okay, if they don't make the playoffs this year, something is wrong. And they're going to keep building each season too, They are done losing badly in terms of their mindset. If it happens on the field is another story. So I'm going to cut off my my tangents here, but let me know in the comments what y'all think. I think it's unfair to, in this scenario, I think it's very unfair to Jacob deGrom that people are giving this kind of feedback, so to speak, to him. Not that he sees any of it or even cares. I don't even think he has social media. I don't know. But I know he doesn't care for sure because he's laughing his way to the bank. He's got a brand new stadium to play in, All-Star Game 2024. I mean, dude's living the life. He's the best pitcher in baseball right now when he's healthy. So I don't think he cares. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. A little bit of a crazy video. I didn't have much of a plan. I just wanted to cover those things and express my thoughts on the whole situation. So if you made it this far, I don't know how you did, but I appreciate y'all watching. Looking forward to the next season. We got FanFest in January. Hope to meet Jacob deGrom there. Would be cool. And I will talk to y'all later.